Alright guys, what's up? I'm here with a brand new game, Bloodborne. This game was added to the PlayStation Plus collection for the PS5, and here we are trying it for the first time. Luckily, this game has a clear and discernible plot that keeps you coming back for more time and time again. Let me run you through the plot as I understand it one time real quick. You start off the game by making the most normal character you can. This is great because it really makes you feel like the actual main character of the game. The first thing that happens is that you have a blind old guy do surgery on you, because who else would you choose to do surgery on you? Someone who can see? Psh! If I've learned anything from Samurai Jack, it's that you're a better warrior when you're blind. And naked. Suddenly, a werewolf spontaneously generates out of the biggest pile of blood that has ever existed. Take that, scientists! And tries to eat you. Luckily, he bursts into flames because at the last moment, the heroic, definitely not terrifying creatures from the movie Don't Be Afraid of the Dark save you, and definitely don't steal your teeth. Just then, you meet another werewolf and punch it in the butt a few times before dying immediately. GG. However, you now wake up at your new home, but unfortunately forgot the key. So you run past a dead lady, grab weapons made out of a staircase, and then talk to a gravestone that teleports you back to the hospital. You murder the werewolf and head outside. At this point, you are burdened with a glorious purpose: to save a baby heard distantly crying in the background because dead babies aren't funny. Luckily, killing people now causes you to inhale their soul blood or something, which you can use to buy muscles from the corpse bride. You can also talk to an old man who turns into purple haze when you punch him. Makes sense. Continue along in the game and meet a crow lady. Caw-caw! Talk to a kid whose mom went out to search for her dad, who left to go buy cigarettes. Luckily, you find the dad quickly and murder him, and find the mom dead as a doornail. Run back to tell the kid the good news. We then meet half a man, both figuratively and literally, who tells us to bring people to his sanctuary so they'll be safe. We invite the meanest lady in the world, a prostitute, and a nun, which sounds like the setup to the world's worst joke, but whatever. We find some empty baby carriages to remind us we're looking to rescue a baby, because again, dead babies aren't funny. Shortly after this, you encounter a kind lady dressed in all white that turns into a cross between Falcor from the Neverending Story and Shishio Mikado from Rurouni Kenshin. Murder her with fire and then boop the snoot of a skull that tells you the secret password. You then give the password to a helpful skeleton that opens the door for you even though he's dead. Give him a positive review on Yelp. Head through the woods full of death noodle balls until you reach 3 Nazgul who don't even fight back for some reason. Jump off the back of a giant millipede to fight Ram the vacuuming nope. Luckily we know that Ram's weakness is Google Chrome, so we use that to our advantage. After this, we're told to go rescue a baby in text, as if we didn't already know that was the purpose of the game. Come on. There's no way we forgot about that, because as we know, dead babies aren't funny. We then head into a town with giant xenomorphs with frickin' laser beams on their head, run past some potted plants that accidentally sprouted human body parts instead of begonias. On the way, we see several people with cages on their head, which must be the fashion around here. We then get to the boss arena that is empty at first. Unfortunately, the moon had week old Taco Bell last night, so it painfully poops out a stick bug demon made out of feces, oatmeal, and human innards, which we now have to battle. Luckily, he turns out to be the easiest boss fight in the game, unless your Jesus Here's Toast game's done quick. Anywho, you find a dude with a cage on his head afterwards, and he teleports you to a door or something. We then run through a school with some hungover college students still chugging away. In the next part, a brainhead looks at you with a giant eye, which kills you for some reason. Past this, you walk into a foyer full of nope, dodge past a big lady who tries to whip you for being a bad boy, run past the dog birds, which are somehow not the weirdest creatures in this game, and get to a guy with a cage on his head. You don't have a cage on your head, so he runs away from you. The good news is that he can run away from anywhere from 5 seconds to 3 hours, and then they balance this out by trapping you in a tiny room with him where most of his attacks can one-shot you. Yay! You yank the cage off his head after murdering him and put it on to try and get with the fashion trend. Finally, we're one step away from the main mission in the game, rescuing the baby, which we totally haven't forgotten about by now. All you have to do is get past some armor pigs, beat some more Nazgul, which are now a common enemy spawn in this baby game, and whip Vector Amelia Earhart, who doesn't put up much of a fight this time. We walk into the room with the baby, but find out that it's protected by a scissor octopus that's face forgot to render. So we beat her the only way we know how, by pepping her back hole, and finally can save the baby. However, the final punchline of this game is that the baby is actually a giant pile of bones, because dead babies aren't funny. They're hilarious. But wait, we aren't done yet. We return back to our home that's on fire now, yay, and we talk to our waifu who tells us to GTFO, yay, and then we head to Geralt of Rivia who cuts our head off as thank you for all of our hard work, yay. But if you tell Gerend, okay boomer, when he asks you a question, he gets really mad at you and you have to fight an old, blind, crippled man. Once you beat him to a pulp, a giant xenomorph descends from the moon to give you a huge hug and also bite your head off as thank you for all your hard work. But if you've eaten enough babies throughout the course of the game, then you can throw off the Xenomorph's hug and also fight it. He uses Send Heartless Angel on you halfway through the battle, and you frantically mash triangle so hard your new PS5 controller strains under the pressure, because everyone has a PS5. Luckily, you summon the power of Ripley and send that illegal alien packing, which unlocks the good ending of the game, where, instead of losing your head, you become an immortal slug baby that gets taken care of by a doll. Seriously, Bloodborne, what the f***?